With a disdainful flick of her wrist, Emily swiped left. Another profile boasting equality warrior and proud feminist in the bio landed in the digital abyss. Her perfectly manicured nails tapped a frustrated rhythm on her phone screen. Dating apps, once a playground of possibility, had become a monotonous parade of men who seemed sculpted from the same mold, overly eager to please, parroting the latest progressive talking points. Emily, a self-proclaimed champion of social justice, craved a challenge, someone who wouldn't back down from a heated debate. Little did she know, her quest for intellectual sparring was about to land her in a very unexpected ring, one that might just force her to reevaluate her carefully curated worldview. The frustration was evident on Emily's face as she met her friends, Sarah and Alex, for lunch at their favorite hipster coffee shop. The trendy cafe buzzed with conversation, but Emily's usually vibrant energy was dimmed. Sarah, with auburn hair, showing her arm tattoos proudly, and infectious laugh, noticed the change immediately. Another rejection email? Sarah asked, her voice laced with sympathy. Emily sighed, pushing her hair back in frustration. Yep, same story, different guy. Her voice trailed off, hinting at a deeper dissatisfaction. Now what? Alex chimed in, brow furrowed. Let me guess, not assertive enough, more alpha male. Emily winced at the term. It's not that, she protested, a touch defensive. I just want someone who challenges me, you know, someone strong, confident. Emily exclaimed. Sarah raised an eyebrow, a knowing glint in her eye. But all the guys you swipe right on seem terrified of a strong woman. Guys who want a 50-by-50 partnership, someone who shares the bill. You call them weak, said Sarah. They're just too nice, Emily muttered, picking at her croissant, like they're reading a script on how to be the perfect woke boyfriend. Alex leaned back in his chair, his gaze thoughtful. So, what exactly are you looking for, Em? Emily hesitated, a blush creeping up her cheeks. Then, in a voice barely above a whisper, she blurted out, maybe a conservative? Silence descended on the table, thick and heavy. Sarah and Alex exchanged a surprised glance. The carefully constructed facade of Emily's worldview, built on progressive ideals, seemed to teeter on the edge of a surprising revelation. A conservative? Sarah finally echoed, disbelief tinging her voice. You, Emily, who boycotts fast fashion and marches for women's rights, a conservative? Emily fidgeted, a flicker of doubt crossing her face. Look, I know it sounds crazy, okay, but lately, all these dates just feel empty, like they're competing to be the most woke guy in the room. A rueful smile played on Emily's lips. Remember that date with Ben last month, the one who kept quoting obscure feminist poetry and dissecting gender roles in art house films? I spent the entire night nodding and pretending to be intellectually stimulated. But inside I was dying for a normal conversation about, you know, the weather, or the new Netflix show everyone's talking about. Sarah and Alex both burst out laughing, the tension breaking. Oh my God, Emily, Sarah said, wiping a tear from her eye. I completely forgot about that date. You were practically falling asleep while he analyzed the power dynamics in the latest superhero movie. It was torture. Emily groaned, relieved at the laughter. But that's kind of the point. I crave a little intellectual friction. Someone who doesn't just agree with everything I say. Maybe you just need to broaden your dating pool, Alex suggested. There are plenty of progressive men out there who are also, you know, interesting people. Emily shrugged. Maybe, but honestly, the thought of another date where the guy orders a kale salad and talks about his kombucha brewing hobby is making me want to scream, said Emily. They all laughed awkwardly as they knew Alex was into kale salad and kombucha. Sorry, Alex, exclaimed Emily. It just seems all these progressives guys into the same wannabe obscure hobbies. A disquieting silence descended upon the table. The optimism that had flickered in Emily's chest moments ago sputtered and died. Was this it? She thought to herself as she sat looking down at her cup of coffee. Her head and her heart were conflicted. A gnawing emptiness settled in her stomach, conflicted by the memory she dare not mention to Sarah and Alex. Tom, with his infuriating yet undeniably intoxicating presence, blazed a defiant trail across her mind. The crisp white shirt strained across his broad shoulders, the fabric hinting at the sculpted muscles beneath. When he'd leaned in to speak, the sharp scent of his cologne, a mix of leather and spice, had sent a shiver down her spine. His gaze, a stormy blue, held hers with an intensity that made her breath catch. There was a hint of danger in his eyes, a raw masculinity that both terrified and thrilled her. But then the memories shifted, a cold dread replacing the simmering attraction. She remembered her own fumbling attempts at conversation, the carefully curated arguments that felt hollow on her tongue. The effort to appear intellectually equal was exhausting, and in the end, she felt like a pale imitation of the woman she presented online. The raw attraction remained, a primal pull that tugged at her, a yearning for something she couldn't quite define. Was it the confident way he'd strode through the crowded bar, his strong jaw clenched in a hint of amusement, or the way his calloused hand, a testament to a life of hard work, had dwarfed hers when he held it goodbye? The memory of his touch sent a jolt through her, a stark contrast to the unshaven hipster gamer try-hard men she usually dated. Was she willing to become someone she wasn't? To sacrifice her core beliefs for a fleeting moment of passion with this man who embodied everything she thought she opposed? Alex and Sarah slowly watched Emily in her contemplation and let her ruminate upon her thoughts as the hipster couple sipped their Java Mocha half-calf double decaf lattes. They both quietly whispered to each other that now was a good time to head home. They politely excused themselves with a hug, wished a goodbye to Emily. Later, Emily stared at her reflection in the cafe window, a woman caught in a societal tug-of-war. Was she supposed to choose a man based on a checklist of progressive talking points, a walking embodiment of the woke ideal? Or was she to yearn for the raw physical attraction of someone who stood on the opposite side of the political spectrum? Someone whose very existence challenged the carefully constructed narrative of her worldview? The frustration bubbled over, a silent scream trapped in her throat. Dating, it seemed, had become a minefield of political correctness, a landscape where genuine connection was sacrificed at the altar of ideological purity. Where were the cautionary tales about this, the stories that warned against letting societal expectations dictate desire? The afternoon sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the cafe. Emily rose, her phone clutched tightly in her hand. The world of dating apps shimmered before her like a distorted funhouse mirror, filled with warped reflections and impossible choices. This wasn't just about politics anymore. This was about a primal yearning, a desire that transcended labels and threatened to crack the foundation of her carefully constructed world. The path forward remained shrouded in uncertainty, a cautionary tale yet to be written, a testament to the raw power of desire that could both ignite and extinguish connection.